Okay, good morning everyone. Today we'll be discussing the measures of dispersion. No po? So pag sinabing measures of dispersion, kung ang central tendency ay kung yung pagkakatumpok nila ng scores sa gitna, kaya central, no? Measures of dispersion will be the spread of the scores. No po? So, ano po ba yung mga measures of dispersion natin? We have what we call the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. No po? So, for today particularly, we will be focusing on the variance and the standard deviation of grouped data. Okay, so during the lesson, the students will be able to compute for the variance and standard deviation of group data. Okay, so dalawang klase po yung pag-uusapan natin if the given is the population and the given is taken from a sample. No po? Okay, so pag-iibahin muna natin, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng population and ng sample. Okay? So, a population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusions about. Okay? So, kung halimbawa, you conducted a study and you wanted your respondents to be, for example, the set of all grade 7 students. Okay? In your school. So, ibig sabihin, wala kang iiwan ng grade 7, lahat sila ay respondents mo, then that means that what you've considered is the population. Now, if you just took a few students, halimbawa ay hindi buong population ang kinuha mo, halimbawa ay nag-random sample ka lang, halimbawa ay kung 400 ang population, you just took like 350 out of the 400, no? So, yun pong 350 na yun, that one is what we call the sample, okay? So, a sample is the specific group that you will collect data from, no po? The sample is always lesser than the total size of the population. Na po, kumbaga, ang ginamit mo ay yung representative lang ng group, okay? So, let's proceed with the variance. Na po, so, the variance refers to the average of the square deviations from the mean. No po? So, pag sinabing standard deviation naman is the square root of the variance. It gives us a way of knowing what is normal and what is extra large or extra small. No po? So, I've taken this photo from mathsfun.com, no, about their article about standard deviation, no? So, it gives us an idea kung ano ba yung role ng SD. Okay? So, let us consider itong green line na ito as our mean, no? And let's say the standard deviation is 147, no? So, kung ang mean natin is nasa 400, no? Kumbaga, 400 plus 147, okay? Kapag mayroong, let's say, height na lumampas doon, kagaya nitong isang to, no? So, it means that this is not normal, no? It is an extra large or it's larger than what is normal. Okay? Then, halimbawa ay 400 minus itong ating 147 na ito, no? Ibig sabihin, kapag may mas lumiit pa doon, it's not normal as well, no po? So, it's an extra small measurement. Okay? So, the standard deviation, no? Pag mas malaki yung standard deviation mo, ibig sabihin, mas unreliable, ibig sabihin yung iyong mean. Kasi the role of the mean is to represent the whole group of scores, no, or of measurements, kung measurements man yan. And kung halimbawa ay malaki yung standard deviation, okay, ibig sabihin hindi accurate si mean to represent the whole score. No, ibig sabihin may extra large or extra small measurements doon. But if the standard deviation is small, okay, no, ibig sabihin, accurate si mean natin. Pwede natin gamitin si mean to represent all of the scores in a given study or, ayan, no. So, for our formula, we have two types of formula. Na po. One is for the population, if you consider the population in your study, and you have the sample. Ayan, for sample variance, kung sample ang iyong i-consider sa iyong study. Okay, so for the population, variance, and standard deviation, we have the summation of the frequency times the class mark minus the mean, no, squared all over the total number of frequencies. Okay, so after getting that one, just get the square root and you will have the standard deviation. Then for the sample variance na po and standard deviation, ganun din naman. No, ang maiiba lang po is our denominator. No po, there will be a -1 on our total frequencies. Okay? So let us have an example. So solve for the variance and standard deviation based on the given grouped data. No po. So if you're given with FDT and you're asked to solve for the standard deviation and variance, no, there will be features of the FDT that you don't have to use. No, so particularly in our example, no, we will focus on the frequency and class mark. No, so majority ng gagawin natin will be focused here. So the first step that we're going to do is to solve for the mean kasi ang variance po is the squared squared differences from of the mean, 'di ba? Tama yun. Yun nga ba yun? Ayan, squared deviations from the mean. Ayan. Okay? So let us solve for the mean by taking our frequency and class mark, no? So i-separate ko na po siya. If you are doing this manually, no, i-separate nyo po itong dalawang table na to dahil on the third table we will put the product of the frequency and the class mark. Okay? So multiplying the two, multiply lang natin 3 times 50, so we have 150. Ayan, sulat lang muna natin, no? Then 17 times 55 is 935. Then 16 times 60. Okay, so this one is 960. Then we have 15 times 65. So 15 times 65 lang. We have 975. Okay. Then 10 times 70. This one is 700. Na po. So to get the mean, we will add all of these and divide the total by the number of frequencies. Na po. So if we have 150 here, plus 935, plus 960, plus 975, plus 700. So the result is 3,720. Okay, so the summation of the product of the frequency and the class mark is 3,720. Na po? So 3,720. Now, dividing those by the total number of frequency, no? So add muna natin or balikan natin yung given, no? So sabi dito, FDT scores of 61 applicants, no? So the frequency is 61. So we divide our given by 61. Okay? So 3,720 divided by 61, the result is 60.98 na po. So 60.98, this is our mean. Okay? So since ang atin pong given is sa population, no, bakit na kinonsider natin ang population? Kumbaga, kunyari meron kang 61 applicants, no, and lahat ng scores nila i-consider mo. Okay? So yun, no. So population naman siya. So ang gagamitin nating sign for the mean is this one. Okay? Mukhang mu yan, mu. Pero mukhang letter R. So ayun. So it's mu. Okay. So, subtract the mean from the class mark and square the result, no? So, again, ang mean po natin, balikan lang natin ng konti, it's 60.98. So, lagay natin dito para hindi makalimutan, 60.98. Okay, so we subtract the mean from the class mark and square the root. Kumbaga, ang magiging solution natin dito Okay? Kung ang class mark natin is 50, the solution will be 50 minus our mean, which is 60.98. Then, i-square natin. No? So, if we apply that one, using our calculator, no? So, 50 minus 60.98. No? The result is 10.98. No, negative. But since we are to square that one, the result will be positive. So, negative 10.98 squared is equal to 120.5604. No, round off natin to the nearest hundreds. So, lagay lang natin dito, 120.56. Okay? So, we are to apply the process or the same process with the following given. So, 55 minus 60.98. 60 minus 60.98. Square din yan. 65 minus 60.98. And 70 minus 60.98. Okay. No po, so lahat ng answers lalagay na lang natin sa table na to. Ano po? So, let me complete that table first. 55 minus 60.98. Okay. Times. So, 35.76. 76. Okay. Then, 0.98. So, 0.96. 0.96. Okay. Then, 65 minus 60.98 squared is 16.16. Then, 70 minus 60. So, 81.36. Okay. Now, for our next part, no, hindi pa yan yung i-add natin, no? We will multiply the frequency and the result and subtracting the mean from the class mark and squaring the result, okay? So, multiplying the two, we have 3 times 120.56. Kompletuhin ko lang dito. So, this is 361.68. Okay, so ganun lang po yung gagawin natin for the succeeding numbers. Okay, then... Ayan, so 242 for 2.4. Okay, then 813.6. Okay, now, so for us to solve for the variance. Okay, so for the variance, no, ang symbol natin for the variance, population variance is omega yata to, omega squared. I'm not sure. Okay, so this symbol squared, omega squared. Okay, so we will get the summation of all these scores. Okay, and then since population kasi siya, so we will divide it by the total number of frequency, no? So since ang frequency natin is 61, so let us divide 61. Divided by 61. Okay, so add lang natin, we have 361.68 plus 607.92 plus 15.36 plus 242.4 plus 813.6. Okay, so it's 2040.96. Okay, so lagay ko muna dito 2040.96. Now, this is the summation of the summation of f as xm mu squared. Okay, so yan yan, no? So, kumbaga, yan na lang i-divide natin. Okay, divided by 61. So, our answer will be 33.4583. So, magiging 33.46 to. No, kung rounded off to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so this is the variance. Now, for the standard deviation, no? So, we have, ito, wala na tong squared, no? Kasi we are to get the square root. Okay? So, we will get the square root of 33.46 and the resulting number will be our final answer. No po? So, let me just compute this one. Square root of 33.4 and 5.78. So, 5.78. Wait, check ko lang kung siya hindi ni-round off. Oh, still, 5.78 pa rin naman yung lalabas. So, the standard deviation or population standard deviation is 5.78. Okay? So, that's the first example. Okay, na po. So, another is, let us take this one. No? So, dito meron namang specified, okay? So, a sample of 40 students were taken out of the population of 70. Na po, so, this is a sample FDT of 40 scores. Okay? So, let us, again, first solve for the mean and then proceed tayo in solving the variance and SD. Okay? So, solving for the mean, again, we will multiply the two. Okay? If you're using Excel, edi mas mabilis to, no? But since we're doing this manually, so solve lang natin using the calculator. 5 times 18. Sulat lang natin. This is 90. Kompletuhin na lang po natin yung table. This is 138. 11 times 308. Okay. Then 8 times 33. It's 264. Then we have 8 times 38. 304. And 2 times 43 is 86. Okay. So, getting the summation of frequency times the class mark, it will be equal to, sige, type ko lang, 90 plus 138 plus 308 plus 264 plus 304 plus 86. Okay, so the resulting number is 1,190. No po, so to solve for the mean, we get this one. No, the mean, dahil ito ay sample. Okay. So, x bar equals, okay. So, 1,190 divided by the total number of frequencies. No, so sabi dun sa problem, it's 40. If we are to check 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 11, 22, plus 8 is 30, plus 10 is 40. No po, so divide by 40. Okay. So, 1,190 divided by 40. Yan. So, it's 29.75. No? So, ito yung gagamitin natin later on. Okay? So, 29.75. Now, let us solve for the variance. No? So, if you are doing this manually and you are to, you have already created this table, dagdag ka na lang ng isang column dito. Okay? Para dun sa iba pang i-compute. No? So, pwede naman ganon. Kasi, frequency and class mark din naman yung kailangan natin sa kasunod. Ayan. So, we are to subtract the mean from the class mark and square the result. No po? So, dito ko na lang ilalagay sa taas yung ating gagawin. No? Kumbaga, kung ano yung class mark na ito, okay, We get the class mark. Then, subtract our mean, no? So, x bar po yan. Sorry, x bar. Kasi, ano to? Okay, so our mean is 29.75. So, 29.75. Then, we will square the result. Na po, so, if we're to solve, you have 5, hindi pala 5. We have 18 minus 29.75, no? So, the result is negative 11.75. Again, square the number. So, we will square that one. It's 138.06. No? So, lagay natin 138.06. Okay. So, next is, kukumpletuhin ko na lang yung table, So, 6, hindi pala 6. We have 23. Lagi na lang. 23 minus 29.75. Okay, so 6.75. Where's to square that one? 45.56. Okay. Then 28. 1.75 squared, 3.06. Okay. Then 8, hindi, 33 pala. 33 minus 29.75 squared. Okay, so 10.56. Then 38 pala, sorry. 38 minus 29.75, 8.25 squared, 68.06. And then 2 times 43. So, hindi pala, 2 times 43. 43 pala. Ano ba yan? Tapos na sa main. 43 minus 29.75, 13.25 squared. 175.56. Okay, so let me check lang po ng kaunti, no? Baka mamaya may nakaligtaan ako. So, check natin ang ating mga solutions. So, I have 18 minus 20. 138. Okay, tama naman po. So, sige. Now, let's proceed with the next one, no? So, we multiply these two. Okay, so we have 5 times 138.06. Okay, so 690.3. Then 6 times 45.56. Okay, 273.36. Then the next one is 11 times 3.06. 33.66. Tapos 8 times 10.56. 84.48. Okay. Then 8 times 68.06. 544.48. Then the last is 2 times 175.56. Okay, so 351.12 na po. So, tingnan natin kung lang lalabas nga ay 1,977.4. Okay, so tingnan natin. Add lang po, 690.3 plus 273.36 plus 33.66 plus 84.48 plus 544.48 plus 351.12. Okay, so the result is 1,977.4. Okay, so again, ito ay sample, so this is the symbol for the variance. Okay, so to solve for the variance, the total will be divided by n minus 1. No, so kung atin pong total scores here, balik natin, total scores is 40, no? 40 minus 1, 39. No po, so again, ito po ay 40. Bawasan natin ng isa, so 39 ang ating gagamitin. Okay, so yun ay dahil po, sample lang ating involved. No? So we divide this by 39. So the result is, ayan, so our variance is 50.70. Now, rounded off to the nearest hundredths. So approximate dapat pala yung ginagamit natin, no? Anyway, lahat naman po kasi in-approximate na lang natin. So, or we rounded off. Then, for the standard deviation, okay, so we have to get the square root of the variance, no? So the variance is 50.70. Get the square root. Let me solve for that one. Square root 50.70. Ayan, so it's 7.12. 7.12. So, kung mapapansin nyo, hindi naman tumataas masyado yung ating SD. So, ibig sabihin, halos magkakalapit po yung ating scores. Okay? So, yan po yung ating pagsasolve ng standard deviation and variance manually. No po? So, kung halimbawa naman, you're going to use Excel, no? Ano sabi ko? Excel, okay? So, let's open an Excel file here. So, wait lang, hanapin ko lang siya. PPT, Business Math. Okay, so let me open the measures of dispersion. Okay, close. Ayun na po. So, let us do this one. Okay, let me try to fix this. Lampas siya sa video natin. Okay. Ayan, no? This one is a sample na po. No po. So, FDT, sample din po ang given. No? So, ibig sabihin, to compute for our variance and SD, we will use n-1 as our denominator. Okay? So, let us start. As you can see, our FDT does not include the other features anymore. No? So, we just use what will be important in solving for the mean and the variance and SD. No? Ayan. So, do not mind itong may highlight na to. Ha? So, let us remove the highlight. Okay. So, let us start with the mean, no po. So, kopyahin na lang muna natin yung frequency and class mark, no? Para maayos. So, anyway, yung class mark ko pala, nilagyan ko ng formula. So, let us just do the right click. No? Then, hanapin nyo po yung paste values. Okay? Kasi kapag ang ginawa po natin, halimbawa, ito, nakakopy pa yan, di ba? Pag pinaste ko siya dito, reference, mag-error po siya. Kasi ang i-consider niya ay ibang parts. Ibang cell na corresponding. Okay? So, again, you do the right click and paste special or yung values. Yun, yung makikita ninyong clipboard with 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let us start computing for the mean. Again, for the mean, you will multiply the frequency and the class mark. So, lagyan natin ng equal sign. Click the cell that contains the mean. So, ang cell natin dito is B14 times yung C14 natin. Okay? If you enter, that will be your mean already. Okay, so double click na lang natin or drag down, no? Pag nag-drag down ka, make sure po na yung square dito sa baba yung inyong ida-drag down. Okay, so for the total of our frequencies, let us type equal sign, then use the code sum. Okay, then highlight natin yung mga numbers na i-add para mabilis, no? So enter, the total will be 1,002. Now for the frequency, total din natin yung frequency kasi kailangan natin siya for the mean. Okay, so the sum, highlight ko lang yung mula B14 hanggang B18, then enter, no? So the total frequencies or the total samples will be 56 samples. Okay, so to compute for the mean, equal lang po natin, pwedeng i-highlight nyo po itong cell containing 1,002 divided by the cell containing 56, then enter. Or you can just type directly, no, equals 1,002 divided by 56, no? So it will still produce the same answer naman. Okay, so let's proceed with the variance, no? So kung nakopya nyo na naman itong nasa table natin dito, edi copy na lang natin dito para hindi na tayo mahirapan. Okay, so for the variance, we already have the value for the mean, no? Hindi ko lang siya may type as ano dito ha, x bar, but this is the mean. XM is the class mark. Okay, so to solve for the variance, no, the first thing that we're going to do is to subtract the class mark and the mean and square the result, no po. So gagamitan natin to ng grouping symbol. Okay, so type equals, then open parentheses, then click 12, no, yung ating class mark, minus the mean, no po. So, kung ito na po yung i-click natin as the mean, make sure po na i-click yung nasa pagitan ng G at ng number, no? So, put an equal sign, an dollar sign, okay, before you close the parentheses. So, bakit ganun, no? Kapag nag-dollar sign ka kasi dyan, ibig sabihin yung highlighted cell na pinaglalagyan ng mean will not be changed, no? So, i-enter ko muna to, Okay, pag ganyan po kasi siya, no, double click natin, no, check natin yung formula nitong nasa baba. Mapapansin nyo, naka-highlight pa rin si G19. Ngayon, kapag hindi siya nilagyan ng dollar sign, ulitin natin So, we have C, hindi pa tayo nag-square kaya may negative doon. So, we have 12 minus the mean, okay, then closing it, enter. Yun naman yung una, no? Tama naman yung una. Kaya lang yung sa mga susunod. So, as you can see, no? Bakit? Kasi ang na-highlight dito is itong mga to. Bumaba siya. Naging G20 yung kanyang naka-highlight. Okay? Same with this one. Naging G21. So, walang nakalagay dun sa G21 na yon. So, kung gusto nyo, lagyan nyo ng laman tong mean na to. Okay, so pwede naman ganun, no? Kaya lang messy tingnan. So, sige. Ang gagawin po natin is maglalagay tayo ng dollar sign. So, anyway, it's up to you naman po, no? Dollar sign. Then, we are supposed to square this one, no? So, kita nyo po itong ating parang arrow up, okay? So, the symbol, harapin nyo po dun sa keyboard nyo, it's shift, tapos yung 6 sa keyboard, no? Ayan, lalabas yon. Then, put 2. So, it means that we're going to square the given. So, enter lang po. Then, drag down, no? So, makukuha na natin yung square ng given numbers. Then, for the next one, same process na po ito ng sa mean, no? So, what we're going to multiply is our previous answer and the frequency, no? So, equals. Then, click mo lang po yung cell na pinaglalagyan noong iyong i-multiply. So, since we want to multiply the frequency and the square of the differences, No? So, ang kinlik natin is B22 and D22. Okay. So, enter natin. And ito naman, dahil parehas naman silang horizontally, magkatapat sila, no? So, it's safe to drag this down. You will still arrive with the correct answer, no? So, kung titingnan nyo po yung formula natin sa taas, ayan, no? Pare-pareha silang gumagalaw. 26. Okay, so next for the total, code the sum, no? Formula natin. Then, highlight E22 to E26, ibig sabihin yung product na ng frequency and the different square differences. Okay, then enter, no? And this will be the one to be divided by n minus 1 kasi sample to, no? But for the one that you're going to answer, no? Assume that the population is considered in the data. So, ayan. Ibig sabihin, no need to subtract 1 from our total frequency or for the sample, number of samples. Okay, so total frequency or number of samples are the same. So let us proceed. The variance will be equal to the total of the products of the frequency and the different square differences, no? Divided by, dahil n minus 1 to, no? Total natin na n or yung frequencies is 56, no? So, 56 minus 1, edi 55. Type na lang natin ang 55. Okay? So, it's 11.44. And for the SD, let us get the square root of the variance. So, equals, then let us type SQRT, no? It means square root. Then, open parentheses, click the cell containing the variance, then close the parentheses. Na po. So, bago po kayo mag-enter. So, the standard deviation of the given is 3.38.